Hype in the chat Lego. Hey Mitch, good to see you. Waiting
in the mix.
Hey, traders. Happy hump day to you. Thanks Tugafoo for the 12-12 before I could even speak. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, Bitcoin's continued to sell off, right? You're just at a point where, right, I mean, looking left, February 21st, that is the major resistance point. I mean, you know, there's just a lot of supply up here, obviously, right? Lots of supply, not enough demand yet to break us higher, to break Bitcoin higher, to, you know, to continue that price discovery. So what, you're selling off until more demand comes in to push the price back up. It's crazy, right? So daily, there's still more downside potential. I mean, if it's going to test that demand line, you know, that goes back to February 28th and March 25th, a little bit more downside, not much more, right? So oscillators, just negative momentum's building, okay. And unfortunately, yeah, below the area you want to be above at all times. You're below it now, so 4 hour, pretty interesting. I mean, kind of interesting what's happening. Remember we had this downsloping channel plotted. What's up, Dan M, man? Wow. Dude, thank you for the friggin' 100. All right, let me try.
Dan tipped $100. Hey Mitch, please
Didn't
make
work.
the cryptos go up. Thanks.
I'm gonna try again. Didn't work. Sorry, man. But thank you. I appreciate the contribution, supporting the community and the stream, dude. That's huge, dude. Thank you, man. So, right, I mean, this is pretty nice structure, right? The downsloping structure. You've hit it, you fell below it several times, I mean multiple times, 4 times now, but not one candle closed below it yet, so I guess it's being regarded for now. You fell below the 200 moving average on the 4 hour for the first time since March 26th, so that's development. And again, I mean, there's definitely downside potential. We're talking about supports 55,000. 54,500. I think 54,500 and change is like a gap fill on CME futures. So you might, something that, I mean, it might be a pipe dream right now. Okay, it might be just too early to even discuss or even talk about. But if it did start to pivot here truly and started rallying, I mean, you clearly have a low here, and then you have a lower low, and you might have, right, lower levels of negative momentum. Again, too early. We need some more data, need a few more candles to see it actually develop, because it may just, right, I mean, in the next hour, 43 minutes, what if it just starts selling again? Then there's absolutely no argument that there could be any form of divergence developing yet. All right, so this is just way too early. What's up, Greg? I don't know who you're talking to, dude. I mean, I get it. Michael Saylor quote, funny, but at the same time, we're all on the same team here, right? Most people that we know in real life are not on the same team. They don't even care. And they can keep on not caring while our lives have changed forever in the past 52 weeks. Like, seriously. They can keep working their 9 to 5 and their normal job and not caring about, like, you know, breaking away from that stuff. Because that's the ultimate goal, man, is to be your own boss, right? To where someone doesn't have the ability to just take away your livelihood, just to say, nah, you're done. You're fired. You've been working here 30 years, I don't care, you're gone, dude. The goal is to not let that be a possibility in the end. So this has been a means to get there, right? I mean, if you zoom out, you could see the appreciation of value since last year is so substantial that you could have done that, right? If you paid attention long enough. Is it too loud? Sorry. There we go. It's probably better now. Sometimes just the audio is too loud. Sometimes it's not. All right. So, anyway, you see what I'm saying, though, right? It moves down like $10, and the negative momentum's building again. So it's just too early. You can't be like, oh yeah, classic bullish divergence going on right now. It's just too early. Down 3%, $1,700 plus. I mean, Bitcoin sold off, but man, there's just like, woo. Right when Bitcoin barely moves, altcoins are going up, insane levels. Bitcoin, and it barely goes up or doesn't do anything. Bitcoin dumps, oh my god, dude, carnage, like devastation for a lot of alts. But you know, them being down 7-10% is okay. I mean, because they're all probably making higher lows than the previous lows, like Ethereum. You know, the Ethereum's actual previous discernible swing low is. I mean, really, it's down here, March 25th, 1583. So, I mean, this thing is still bullish until it technically falls below that. Now, I mean, it would be bonus points and extremely bullish if it could hold above this March 13th peak, regarded as support twice, 1, 2, and rally and get back above that $2,000 resistance. So we're not going to plot the...
It's actually decorrelated.
Well, Greg, man, for people like you, I've done something extremely special. It's never happened before, but it's on the stream for the first time ever. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, hey, man, it looked like a pennant. It looked good, and then Bitcoin dumped, the macro dumped, and then what happened? Ethereum dumped with it, too. Not too bad, though. Again, like I was talking about, this trend is not in trouble. There's no problem until Ethereum gets some sort of candle close below 1570. Hey, Andre, no one cares, right? Like what you're saying. You keep saying it. Keep talking, dude. All right. God, site-wise, like reading chat is just... It used to be like more fun reading chat, just looking at chat and reading it, but man, it's gotten it's not as fun now these days. So get back above 2,000, psychological, but if you can break back above the previous major real swing high, all-time high, February 20th or whatever, 2041, all the better. It's just going to pivot, making higher low, and run again. So there's no like edge or anything at all going on. So
turn it up. Jam time, baby. E.
What's up, Gavin, dude? Thanks for the 25, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you. All right. These are the days, man, right, where it's like, yesterday, it's easy, right? Easy when Bitcoin's going, or not doing anything, but altcoins are going insane. But when Bitcoin dumps, man, oh boy, you bring out that toxicity and negativity of the general population of viewers on YouTube. It just happens, man. So it's like, So, let's go back to Bitcoin for a second, because the 60-minute could give us maybe a little bit of help. I mean, maybe. I think it's like you really want to take it with a grain of salt. But there was kind of divergence going on. Butterfly as well. Someone did point this out. I don't even think it was in Patreon. I think it was someone in the general chat, or Respect the TA. It was like 010 or whatever. Or someone brought up this bearish Gartley pattern. Didn't see it because I don't look at the 60-minute much. And it played out brilliantly. Like, so good job identifying that even before it dumped. Like, other people had done that, and that's awesome, right? That's like amazing. That's like you're seeing people who aren't even patrons who are taking, applying the teachings from here, from Scott Carney and others, right? And they're applying their charts, and we're seeing it play out for them. And I think that's wonderful, man, right? So right now it looks like after the Gartley began to play out, you now kind of have a butterfly, right, contingent with the Gartley, and you're at the PCZ, right? Butterfly is between a 1272 and 1618. You're at a 153, right? 153% retrace from B to C. Wait, from C to A, excuse me. So, right, you're still in that downsloping channel. You're at the bottom of it. One bottom right here, a little rally, and then a sell-off. And this is kind of like Scott Carney's bad action magnet move type of confirmation, where you hit the oversold once and then twice on the second low. And so it is formally diverging, right? Right, that is very real. That exists. Can't argue with that. And both valleys are oversold, which makes it really good. So you might get a short-term relief rally, which is beginning. And I'm not saying it's over, man. It's time to moon. I'm just telling you could get a rally where it just makes a high to low, common retrace, comes up, hits the heart line or something, but eventually just makes a lower high than the previous highs, and the selling continues, right? That's all that's being said maybe on the 60-minute right now, about to go positive. So, I mean, but hopefully, what's really cool about the 60-minute right now is we've already identified potential classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Well, maybe if we're blessed and lucky enough, the 60-minute somewhat bullish variables would usher in that 4-hour development of classic bullish divergence, which would then usher in a little bit more major of a rally to the upside. So let's see what happens with that. Okay, that was what I wanted to go into on Bitcoin, because there's just, you know, when a dump like that happens and there's nothing much on the 4-hour, might as well just look at the 60-minute, just a meme. We could be memeing around. So that's it. So get to total real quick. Total, you know, I brought this up to patrons. I don't really know how it's gonna go, right? You never do, but there is, right, like a third peak hitting a supply line and reversing there wonderfully. You're in no technical damage areas yet. Like you haven't. I think it's like really important. It's and extremely bullish if total could stay above 1.7 to 1.77 trillion dollar market cap, right? Because that is your previous high from February 21st, right? Bitcoin's lower than it was February 21st, and you have this that is higher. That is showing, you know, lots of new money in this market, and it didn't come from Bitcoin, right? A lot of new money in altcoins. So parabolic uptrend, you got a supply line, but on this third peak, you are showing like another level, like more divergence, right? And you're showing it on both oscillators very clearly. As you can see, it's identified, it's plotted in these red trend lines here.
Cumulative $21.33. Hey Mitch, can you check UTK/BTC please? Cheers. 0.096000000 LTC.
Thanks, Camilo, for the 2133 Litecoin. Sure. We will put it on the list. Thank you. So that's kind of one thing that is gonna make you scratch your head a little bit and be like, dang, well, I mean, this isn't these aren't bullish variables, right?
Buy it, stake it, live your life. Don't trade, especially on margin, or you will lose all your money. Passive income with Hex is life.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So, you know, I think we could also plot like it's a channel too, right? I think I've seen patrons with their interpretation, which is extremely normal. It's fine. You just get the parallel channel tool, 1 and 2, the same way you had it on top, and then you move it down, and you've got lots of downside, right? I mean, this could be in this upsloping channel and go all the way down to 1.475 trillion. I think you could do this on Bitcoin too. And it'd still remain within. So, but it's just nice seeing, like, you know, that acceleration of accumulation. All right, you could also plot a trend line here, right, and just be like 1 and 2, and it is kind of like a rising wedge, you know, like Bitcoin. It's a confirmed rising wedge if you look at it that way. Because you have 5 touches on this now. Ooh, man, that is not like you don't really like those variables, man, right? I mean, it's like triple bearish divergence and a rising wedge. Ooh, man, that's like a combination, a scary combination of variables that we've seen many times in the past. Let me just get rid of this parabolic trend line so you can see it a little bit better, right? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, confirmed rising wedge, because you need 5 touches. Not 4, you need 5. You now have it. And you have this together. Those are nasty combination of variables where you see major markdowns and total reversals. I mean, I'm hoping that doesn't happen, and I'm hoping if it does happen, it just underperforms, and sells off and stays inside that channel before pivoting and going again. So all right, let's move on. So, assets like Litecoin down 6.8%, 18%, excuse me. What's it done? It's just trying to make a higher low than previous low. And it's all good until it falls below 195. Then it's like, wait, it's not making higher lows anymore. So, I mean, this is still okay. It's still fine. I mean, that's what it did. It just hit that previous peak right there from February 19th as resistance and sold off some. It's not even a big deal. There is no hidden bullish divergence argument yet. The only thing that could be going on is bullish convergence. There's no edge right now. No edge on Litecoin. There was an edge April 3rd. Hidden bullish divergence. It manifested into the highest high of the run of the, the rally that's been going on. And you've just sold off because of Bitcoin. And it's not even a big deal. That's Litecoin, right? You go to the daily. It's like almost nothing happened, not a big deal. No bearish divergence. Just sold off because Bitcoin sold off. The macro sold off. So if Bitcoin can just hold its footing and hang tight, and maybe what's been going on lately is Bitcoin does almost nothing, and altcoins got real good shots of mooning, of rallying, right? I mean, like Engine's up 16%, Ethereum Classic's up 8%, Hex is up 2.7%, whatever. It was up 12% at one point, but it just so illiquid, man. OMG is up 10%. Theta's up 5%, right? WRX up 21%. There are assets out there. YFI is up 4%, right? There are assets out there that are still doing things positively. It's not a whole sell-off across the board. So, good. So we want volatility on Bitcoin to remain low. We don't want big markdowns, so these altcoins can continue to thrive. Where eventually, I mean, Litecoin, $300. Like that's like if the wave analysis is respected, where you're on the last wave here, where history repeats itself for 100 years plus on assets that do, that have buying climaxes, sell off, and then they rally, make 78% retraces, and they sell off again, and they make higher lows. Probability is high that eventually, like that's that last wave, one more, $300, 1618. Bearish, deep crab, or it's more like a bearish, closer to a bearish butterfly, I guess. So it could be a 1272. So like $270 to $300 target zone. Okay. I don't see problems here at all. Like just because the sell-off happened for Bitcoin, altcoins are fine. Okay, let's look at XRP. That's down 14%. It was down way more, but it's only down 14 now. It's okay, right? Because look what's happening. All right, for the first time, XRP is back testing what was once resistance, a major resistance, 86 cents, a kind of a target too. It's regarding it as support. And hidden bullish divergence arguments already beginning. Right, where at any point where XRP starts actually pivoting and you start losing negative momentum, boom, hidden bullish divergence development, right? So it could take a while, but as you can see, on your previous low to this clearly next low, you got higher levels of negative momentum. So we could get some impending price action continuation stuff soon, right? But the only people that would be worried about XRP right now are people that actually FOMO'd in at $1 plus. I mean, I can't even believe that there'd be someone who watches this stream, seriously, that would have actually bought XRP at $1 plus. When all we've done is talked about this harmonic down here, hitting the PCZ once, getting the confirmation low, the weekly looking so good, right? Look left, man, 86 cents. That's just being touched perfectly. Well, it's on the weekly and daily, I think. One second. Is it the weekly? Oops. Yeah, it's the weekly on this Binance chart.
$25. Nio stock, thank you.
Smitty, thanks, dude, for 25. Yeah, look at Chinese Tesla wannabe, sure. Right, I mean that's what's happened. You can't even see it on the weekly, but isn't it funny that the weekly candle high close is being back tested as support on the 4-hour? That's why I like plotting these trend lines on really significant time scales and seeing how they correlate on lesser time scales, less significant time scales. It's pretty fascinating, right? You'd have no idea though unless you went to the weekly, and then you go to the 4-hour, and you're like, dang man, because if you look at it here on the 4-hour, you got no idea. It's nothing. It's like literally, why would this trend line be here? If right, it's literally nothing. Okay, so anyway, we can go to XRP with all the data. Right, the zone, man, the major zone between 88 cents, 95 cents on Bitfinex, whatever. It's just right there, man. Like you got to break that. You haven't broken. Yeah, you broke it, and now you're working on back testing it. So that means like 4 days, 2 hours, if Bitcoin holds on and doesn't crash or doesn't dump anymore, then XRP's got a chance to break this and run to higher prices, or at least to go test its high at 111 again. You just barely overbought on XRP on the weekly. All right. Let's look at. Well, I mean, we can look at the S&P 500 before we get in these requests, just so you're up to date. I mean, 4,080. It's almost like the market's been closed on the index funds for the past 2 days. It looks bullish, but you just never know with these, man. Like this, just small, high and tight consolidation like that. It's gorgeous, right? It looks like, oh yeah, it's just going to continue. But dude, this is definitely where it could fill these gaps, mini gaps, or decent amount of gaps. Or more on the NASDAQ composite, but man, you think at some point S&P is going to fill that 4,020 gap? So that's it. I mean, there's no movement in 2 days on the S&P, and maybe a little argument for bearish divergence going on the higher high. And that if that played out, then yeah, you get your gap fill, then you pivot and you run to all-time highs, which you did today on the 4 hour at least. Have your highest 4 hour candle close of all time. Yes. So history was made right here. Most recent close ever. Very nice. Dow Jones, not the same, but you get it, right? It's just a down sloping consolidation. You think a gap fill could very well happen. Even a back test, right? A back test of the new high at 33,222. What you could just back test it, hold it as support, and also fill the gap before going higher. And that's it, man. 35K eventually. NASDAQ composite. It's broke that sell wall and supply line.
Mitch? Can you do a TA on VIA/USD?
Mr. Mokro, sure, thank you. We'll look at VIA. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. Lots of gaps here, right? I mean, like 13,477, 13,308, 13,054. So I mean, it's hard to be sold on it right now. But this is definitely your stock pickers market, not your stock market pickers. Okay. Right, where you're picking individual assets to trade based on variables.
So much from your channel. Never been much of a chatter, but I did just want to say thanks.
BK Walker, thank you for the 20 super chat and the very kind words. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And hey, man, I'm glad you enjoy it, and you got my word. I'm just gonna keep trying to provide the same stuff that I provide every day, and it may be valuable to some people and it might be not valuable to other people at all, right? So I would prefer, if you don't get value out of the stream, you go do something else, right? Because your time's limited. So as you can see, what NASDAQ Composite is testing that January 22nd high as resistance for 2+ days now. 3 days, kind of, right? And if it breaks it, then you're going to fill the gap for sure at like 14,048, right? I mean, there's two gaps up there. So there's gaps down and there's gaps up, and it's all about the ifs, okay? I mean, I like the higher lows like this. It's like accumulations kind of going on after one sell-off, a second sell-off. It's higher than the previous one. But at the same time, it's almost like you get a bearish Gartley going on too. But you know how these bearish patterns have been playing out, right? They've been playing out terribly. Like, okay, it'll hit the Gartley PCZ, sell off for like a few days, and then it'll just moon again. It's a little too deep for the Gartley anyway. And it's at the PCZ right now. If you were going to call this a Gartley, it's there. This is the reversal point, but it's not reversing much, is it? It's just getting a very, very minute reaction at a 78% retrace. So bullish conditions, patterns like this, they can play out. They can act as reversals, but chances are that they'll just be levels where price reacts, consolidates, and then just rallies to higher prices. Something that Scott Carney talks about, which was new to me, and I like it a lot, the 30-bar rule, he calls it. When an asset hits the pattern completion zone of a harmonic, and like it needs to do something, it needs to reverse within 30 bars, right? So like 30 different candles. And if it just extends on and doesn't really dump, say it was a bearish pattern after 30 bars, 30 candles, then chances are its bullish bias is remaining intact and it's probably about to go higher, right? It's like oh, it's just flagging, like bull flagging out of PCZ. How many times we've seen that in bull trends? You know, they don't reverse the overall trend. Sometimes they can, but oftentimes in bull trends they can just be levels where assets consolidate before running higher because the trend is bullish. Okay. Russell 2000, not a good day, right? Down 1.6%, small caps, gross. So failing to recapture the highs, not even able to see 2318 yet. So as long as it makes a higher low on a pivot, then it's probably going to run up there. It's just range bound, right? A range bound asset between 2070 and 2318.
$24.24.
What's up, Tugafu, man?
4 new coins listed on Coinbase.
Yeah.
Engine, 1 inch, Origin, and NKN. Never heard of the least 2. Can we look at one of the 4, please? Your choice. Appreciate you. Hard, USA.
Yeah, we'll look at one I've never heard of before
Can
too.
I get Bell /
Thank you, dude,
BTC,
for going
please?
Super Saiyan God.
Seem like it's time for a slice of moon pie. How long would it take to play out at a guess?
Oh, I'm not sure.
If you have
Craig,
time
man,
at
we
the
can look.
Harmonic, maybe we can get some Carney education and BAM or whatever it's called, explaining that extra reactionary stuff we look for.
Yeah, I'm still getting acclimated to the bad action magnet move confirmation, but it has everything to do with the relative strength index, and it's normally like you hit like your first. We'll go into it once we get to it. Got these requests, we'll get through, and then once you're up, we'll do it. Sure, thank you. Okay, Thomas, I didn't even see that. Thank you, man. I'm glad I was able to help you in some capacity. That's what it's about. That's why I stream. I mean, I'm not streaming for any other reason, but trying to be some sort of valuable asset in your life for a little bit of time, like an hour or two every day, you know? So thank you, dude. Okay, first request. Now, so good gold. So good gold, right? We'll do the big ones in Bitcoin, or the big ones in crypto, index funds, and then we just look at gold, right? Just nothing burger, right? It didn't do anything today. But really nice to see off that tweezer bottom bullish divergence combination after springing back, testing the spring of a downsloping support. Crazy, right? Good to see it rally, but you're still below resistance. You cannot be bullish on gold until it breaks above these critical areas. $1,750, but I really think $1,800. Like that would be the big one for me. $1,800 and then back test it, hold it as support for rallying higher. So you can't be bullish on gold, but it is definitely at a point where you could say it's confirming that a short-term bottom's in, and now it's time to test those levels again. It hasn't, and it could in the coming days. To test it and fail and dump to oblivion, or to test it and break it and then rally to higher highs, and then maybe you see the top, right, of the channel. We get back in the upper section, upper half of the downtrend, right, the heart line right there at 1776. Nice, always nice, right? It was amazing, dude. Last year, there was so many gold trade setups. So bullish, and it was like, all right, man, calling it. It's gonna be 1776 gold before or on the 4th of July, and it got there like a week and a half early. It felt good, man. Made 4th of July like even more patriotic. All right, let's go to the first request. Oh wow, it looks really good, dude. Haven't we looked at this? Maybe we haven't. Dang, man, this looks great. This is an awesome looking asset right now. I mean, in ways, it's not perfect, but it's pretty amazing, dude. I mean, you got like inverse head and shoulder stuff, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then you've got a right, that congestion area and the breakout point. You broke out and you're trying to hold it as support. Really good stuff here, man. This is symmetrical. It's kind of beautiful in ways, man. This is very pretty. Momentum shifting structure out the gate. And if you can stay above 1,025 Satoshis long enough, this zone that I can plot for you. Right there. If you can stay above that, man, you got a good chance of going up to test 1,600 Satoshis eventually. My God, above that, forget it. I have no idea. I mean, that the wick high like that, 3,002 maybe. But I think your first target would be 1,602 to 1,718 if you can sustain here. Look how it's like springing and back tested the spring, trying to hold on. Kind of hidden divergence going on the daily a little bit. But I guess it's at an area that you could somewhat easily manage your risk, right? Just one would be entering at these levels and maybe having a stop like below the zone, and then having a take profit maybe at the top of the zone, like 1,700 sats. And then, you know, how would we? Tough to Fibonacci, man. I think we might have to just settle for a measured move because there's just such little data. What's up, Daniel Cohen? Thanks for the 10 super sticker. He says thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dude. All right, so just a nice measure. Look at that measured move, dude. It literally just lines up with the resistance, man. TA Tetris stuff going on UTK. Right there. Boom. All right, 1699 on 1,700 sats. It's pretty good, dude. I just feel like I have memory of this place, or maybe it's just we saw something that was similar, or I deleted all the work. I don't know anymore. We've seen ICS coins every day. Too many of them. All right, next one. Chinese S stock that had a, you know, it's monstrous run, but you're on the other side of the momentum now. You're on the other side of the fence. I don't really like how securities or whatever, Chinese-backed securities are getting like delisted and banned. It's down 7% today. I mean, based on those fundamentals alone, I just don't like it. Could be an alternate bat here, alternate bat pattern, but dude, you're below the only support level that kind of exists. Yeah, there was nice bullish divergence that was going on the daily. One bottom, a second bottom above the 200-day moving average, but very little bids. And now you've like bearishly engulfed pretty much, and you closed below the zone that you needed to stay above. So kind of gross, man. I don't know how I feel about that.
/USDT? It's been following with an ascending triangle pattern, but would be great if you can confirm.
Daniel, thank you, man. Bondly, yeah, I think we looked at that before. I wonder if it's a alternate bat pattern. Looks like it. Close, man, really close. Alternate bat 113. 113% retrace. I mean, that is pretty much a close to perfect alternate bat pattern. So, and that's like an alternate bat characteristics, 38% retrace on B, and then between an 88% and 113% retrace on D. So it's a variation of the just normal bat pattern. And this is, you're getting a confirmation low at that pattern completion zone. All right, one bottom and then the second one, but let's see how it goes. Let's see if this actually is it, or it. Just remember, you got nothing but twig and thatch looking left. You are below the only supports that kind of exist, so Neo has to get back above $38 soon. Okay, has to. Otherwise, it's screwed. I mean, it could just go and fill a gap at 21.87. So I would be real careful, since you just had a run, right? We're in a traditional market here. We're not an S-Coin market, all right? So March, oh, well, I mean, shoot, that's a year ago. So let's just go like 1 year to the high. 2,500% appreciation in value in a year, or 280 days. It's not even a year. So, yeah, when an asset does that and then it starts selling off, I mean, corrections last. And this correction could continue on, especially with that fundamental stuff with, again, right, the banning or delisting of Chinese S stocks. So I don't know if that's the case for NIO, but I'm not saying, hey, it's time to take a trade. Let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how the bullish alternate bat that is at the PCC once reaction low and then the confirmation low or the reversal low. Let's see if it plays out. Let's see if the divergence, we'll see if there are enough bids to get it back above $38 after showing the divergence. Let's see. Okay. Add an alert or something. You hear the beeps like, dang, man, it's starting to play out. Because if it gets back above $38, there's nothing till $57. I mean, I think it would go straight up to $57 if it gets above $38. So it's interesting, right? I mean, what's up, Sam T? I don't know. We'll look at it. Thank you, man. Yeah, that one was looking really good, wasn't it? VIV? Okay, so... When I thought I'd seen all the S coins, someone every day comes up with a new one for me to look at. The party's kind of over. I mean, like, the party's over in terms, right, of smart money, like acquiring a position at a reasonable level, you know? Thing seems so illiquid. Man, these scam wigs, dude. So annoying. So I think you got that base there, and then now you have another major discernible swing high zone right there, and then there's like one above it. Just gonna plot like that. Okay, so you're in a zone, it seems like. Okay, so if you can never break 166, look straight down, straight up, straight down. So I mean, it's like probably could go to 263 if it breaks 166. But you haven't yet, not really. Bullish engulfing candle in the midst of being painted, 1 hour 7 minutes until confirmation of that. But oh man, that was kind of that scam wick. I mean, what do you even do here? It's like you look, it broke out, I guess, of the scam wick high and then back tested it as support. And on that back test, right? What do we like seeing? What is ideal on a backup of some sort like this? Hidden bullish divergence, right? You're going to get it, and that just helps your probability of the backup or that back test, that high or low, playing out, and it has, right? So all I can do is look at it in hindsight, because you didn't request it when it was February 25th, right? You're requesting it now, so I'm just looking at it for the sake of the other viewers. So they're like, oh, okay, they're honing their skills, their ability to read these things, right? One low, the second low, the higher levels, on some sort of back test, right? September 2018, scam wick high, May of 2020. So cool. So if it doesn't hold 146 to 166, I think eventually it's coming to backtest 92 cents, right? That is definitely where it would go if it couldn't sustain levels up here and break out, come down to 92 to regard it as support. Maybe you get more divergence or something before going higher. But clearly in an uptrend, clearly the composite operator accumulated and acquired his position quietly. Hence why I've never even heard of this until now, right? Yeah, you start hearing about these lone S coins that didn't exist to any of us until today, because the composite operator knows how to screw with everyone's emotionalism, right? Oh man, go ahead, pump it. Oh, it's gonna get requested today on all these streams, it's gonna be crypto news stuff, right? It's gonna be there, perfect. So that's gonna usher in more people to buy it and FOMO in. But we're smart, right? We don't like acquiring. We like looking for the composite operator when he's acquiring, not when he uses his powers to pump to get it in the media, to get people requesting it at higher levels, right? when your family members and your friends and acquaintances and your mailman's talking about it. Right? Try to avoid those. Anyway. Let's look at, I don't know, Tokafu. Origin protocol. Let's not look at it on Coinbase. There's no point, right? But let's... I guess somebody knew. Somebody knew this thing was going to get listed. Original protocol listed to Coinbase today. But inside information, clearly someone knew that it was going to happen, right? Based on look at this price action. And there's nothing to look at, dude. There was a time and a place, and it was back here in mid-February, late February. So metacarpal. Beautiful range though before it broke out, right? It was insane.
Major metacarpals hit $24.24. ENJ coin getting listed on Coinbase Friday. Upside targets fib, jumpstart protocol on engine coin, real estate, gaming. So much potential for the NFT markets. Been a patron since August and best investment. Red mug is my favorite.
Wow, major metacarpal. Thank you for the 2424 and the really kind words. And we can look at engine. Yeah, and I'm glad. I mean, thank you for being a member of the Patreon, supporting this community and stream for all this time, man. I really appreciate it. A lot of attendees. Tons of attendees. And the bread mug is your favorite. Yeah, that's a collector's item. Thanks, dude. All right, so I don't, there's like nothing really even to do. Origin protocol. Engulfing bullishly today. Wow, cool. Just a nice parabolic uptrend. Like a stupid one, like a crazy one. Psychotic uptrend. I just started here. I don't even know, man. It's like you probably have trouble even using this tool because of how crazy it is. Dude, it's nuts. It's like almost a straight line up. So no point in really spending too much time right on this. Dude, it's okay. If anything, there would be maybe a trend line just here. But notice how, right, the asset almost hit the demand line, but failed to. But it was pretty close. So there you go. You go to demand line, and now you have some horizontal line support resistance. Cool. And that's kind of what it did look like. That high from March 30th, it back tested that support before going higher. Sweet. Okay, moving on. Which next one was that we looked at yesterday and looked really good. I mean, it did. I mean, this just can't even argue. It still looks really good. It's up almost 12% today. Oh my god, man. Very nice. It broke out. Confirmation in an hour and 2 minutes of the breakout for the first time. Very, very nice.
Bruh.
I mean, the upside's 15,262 Satoshis. Now, you might backtest 87.74. That's always a possibility at some point. But you got to understand there's just really nothing looking left. So this thing could continue its markup. Very little resistance to no resistance. I mean, you got one little wick high right here at 10,300 sats, but that's it. I mean, that's not even, it did test it for a second, but not much, no rejection, right? I'll plot it just to be a good Samaritan. All right, there's that wick. It's almost being a pessimist plotting that because it's so insignificant. The real resistance was 87.74. As you can clearly see how many times. It really wasn't tested that many times, but look at the congestion there. So, all right, break 10,304, nothing. So 15K. So that's the target eventually. All right. The better time to be acquiring position in this was definitely mid-March on a spring back test of a spring. Right shoulder area of a inverse head and shoulders. Kind of complex inverse head and shoulders. Very good, man. Great. Great chart. I wish Bitcoin looked like this literally right now. It'd be great, man. Whoa, what? Sorry. The next one, you can't spend too much time on it, right? Because we looked at it yesterday and today, and it's doing great stuff. It's like it was implying upside just based on the structural development, and it's going up 12%. So, and there's more upside. It seems probably in store for it. BEL to BTC. Okay, talking about bad action magnet move. Yeah, bad action magnet move. Let me pull up something. Well, we can talk about just the bad action magnet move itself. Let's go to KNC. Would probably be a great near-term example here. Down 9%. Bearish divergence. All right, so Scott Carney's gonna be able to educate better than me, man. But so the bad action magnet move is pretty much something that happens after C, the lower high, is put in on an asset that's made a 50% retrace on B. All right, and so what'll happen is once the 50% retrace is broken, which it didn't break initially, rallied before then breaking, it's a phenomenon that occurs where the asset will most likely, high probability, go down to test the 88% retrace. You get a 50% retrace on B, and and then it creates that last wave of the lower high, and then breaks it 88% retrace the target, right? And I mean, like reading his book and stuff, it talks about these are high probability outcomes. So it's like someone, if they wanted, could actually take a short right there at B and then take profit at D. Or if you flip it over, it's the same thing, right? Where if you're showing like X, A, B, C, and then it rallies and then breaks B, one could take a long just above that 50% on the breakout and take profit or exit at the 88% retrace. That's what a bad action magnet move is. It's just a phenomenon that occurs, okay, on an XABCD. And that's like why we get harmonics. That's it. That's what it is. Now it starts getting more technical on the bad action magnet move RSI, where it'll get like this could be an example, and he might have to back me up or refute me if I'm wrong, but like you got like oversold on the 60-minute back here March 15th at the beginning of the harmonic, but then eventually the next time you get oversold is kind of like that confirmation, the BAMM confirmation, right? And normally you want the second, you want that confirmation to be a higher level and this be a lower, because it would also be like a form of divergence too. But that's kind of like a signal. And then you have, man, I gotta reread it because it's pretty technical. Where you have like the bad action magnet move like confirmation line that gets plotted once the asset gets oversold, and the moment it gets out of oversold territory, that would be the area you plot. It's I don't really implement it into my strategies, but I mean it could be helpful. I just need to, it's a foreign thing and it's really complex and technical, and I'm good with my divergence at PCZs with confirmation lows. It's served very well and helps with high probability chance. So I don't know how much implementing that other part would help the strategy I've developed, right? The system that we're doing, right? That it's being taught. So anyway, check out Scott Carney's books if you want to learn more about that. It's the Harmonic Trader Volume 2. if you want to get that stuff about the bad action magna move and the confirmation. Okay. That was for Don't Feed the Wolf. Thanks, dude. Well, fantastic, man. Fantastic. So, identified a bullish Gartley pattern that hit its reaction low and never got a reversal low. Not really. And it looks fine. It just looks like there's just this continuation of accumulation, right? You made the low. This could be the confirmation low, kind of 43 cents. You even kind of have like, it looks to me like a bat pattern. Like after the Gartley, look, another X, A, B, C, D. And here you go, right? Once this was broken, once B was broken, okay, the bad action magna move comes into effect, right? Sold off and then back tested B as resistance, and then eventually made its way down to like near that 88% retrace. It was close, man. It was actually, it didn't really get there. It got the 786. So it was like a Bartley. It was just a mixed combination between the Gartley and the bat. So wow, man, like repeatable patterns much. And once it breaks this area, it's already broken it. Oh, sorry, right there. That's pretty cool. That B was this high from February 5th. I think breaking that, you got a good chance of running up. And based on the sheer amount of accumulation you keep seeing, I'm thinking the target's 80 cents and 89 cents, and then eventually $1. So those are 3 targets for you on Bondly at the US dollar tether. Up 13% today. It looked strong. It was showing some sort of bullish harmonic, right? And now it's showing another one kind of, and it broke a supply line of like the downsloping channel it was in, and it's just still like even right here locally April 7th, right, today, pivoting, making a higher low than the previous low from March 25th, higher low than the previous low from March 8th, higher than the previous low from February 10th, and so on, right? So I think there's a lot of upside on this asset still. I mean, it'd be preferable to break above and hold above 54 cents. You get above that resoundingly, then I think those would be adequate targets on Bondly. Okay, sweet. Oh, VIV is still incredible, dude. Isn't it amazing, man? I had my alert set up on VIV, and it's like, okay, this is it. You sprung, you back tested the spring. It's just incredible, dude. We're talking this upside for here, minimum 921, right? Like those will be Casey Stubbs targets. This is it, dude. Like what's happening here is called the back test of the spring, and it's extremely powerful trading tool indicator. It is its own indication, right? You have bullish convergence going on because there's a higher low, not a lower low or a double bottom, right? But bullish convergence in tandem, I believe, with a back test of a spring from an ice line from last year leads my vision to think that there's a high probability that definitely 920, 940 are going to get hit, and then eventually 1022. So stupidly easy to assess risk on this asset that has just been beaten down. It's an ice line that goes back to 2016. This is it. Okay? I don't want to hear anything about, oh, no one said anything about VIV. Dude, VIV is at a level to where it could run up to 1022, no problem. And could do it fast. So easy to see. And then second target would be 1022, the top of that range or whatever. Boom, right? 3.22 to 1, 4.96 to 1. Your stop loss is just marginally below the ice line from 2016 and more recently from 1 year ago. This is it, dude. This is what dreams are made of. This is like why you watch this stream, because of things like VIV. Because it's like maybe you're not going to take a long on it. You're certainly going to see what I'm pointing out to you, and you might apply it to your own chart. Okay, that's it. That's VIV. Beautiful. Oh, communications. Major communications. All right. You finally made the criteria. You finally hit $20 mark, so I guess, sure.
Take a look at Hex.
Begrudgingly, I will. I mean, I like Hex technically, but the problem is, since I like Hex technically, all the moon boys of Hex are like foaming at the mouth, like, you know, loving me. But like when Hex eventually one day doesn't look good, I'm gonna hate Hex, and they're gonna hate me because of that, right?
Noise! Evening, Mitch. Thanks for all you do.
It's sending the
Take a look
XRP
at
there,
Dell
right?
on the daily. Did the candle bodies indicate a double top? Thanks for all you do.
Sorry. Is that real life? No, that's not real. Sorry, that's trading debug. It's so dumb how it does that, man. Hold on. I don't even know. I don't think I even created anything yet for this. Let's see if I did. No, the only alert I give on Viv was my alert when it back tested the spring. So here it is, dude. For patrons, right? There you go, dude. Oh yeah. Sorry, we got the new batch of patrons between now and yesterday's stream. Bing, Wahoo, Pon, Kevin C, Carhart, Alan S, Julian, Sunny, Dazed, another Gavin, my God, and Eric C. Thank you all for joining the Patreon. I think we have like 5 Gavins now. Please be sure to see the Patreon, the Discord, okay? Sweet. VIV. Hi. I'm talking to you right now. I'm looking you in the eye and I'm telling you about a back test of a spring, and you're about to find out how powerful the spring back test is. If you're not a believer in the back test of the spring, just buckle up, pay attention, put VIV on your watch list, okay? And just watch it over the coming month, 2 months, okay? Maybe 3 months. I don't care. Like, in time. Patience. All right, look at the next one. Dude, it's crazy, man. It's freaking crazy, dude. Not really, though. I mean, it's like, really interesting, right? Because you've now created a base bottom of a range. You kind of hit the bottom of it, and wow, news-driven catalyst has propelled it to higher price. Look at the supply line. Tested it twice now, and has not broken it. And you think eventually, I mean, if it can muster enough demand to break that supply line, $3, the target. So it's like a range of some sort. Okay, there you go. It's like that too. I mean, you just have resistance. So if it ever like breaks all these resistance points that it has to break, it hasn't done yet. I mean, it's so easy to target for all-time highs, high to low. Because that's the question, I think. What the upside targets with Fibonacci is what he asked. So this is it, right? 338 would be the 1272 fib extension. The golden mean ratio would be 376. So there you go, man. That's where it could be headed. To these levels if it breaks $3. Okay, very bullish trend, man. It's been a killer. It's been such an outperformer. It's been doing incredible things. Okay, that's it for engine. Wow, nothing like VIV. Okay, next one. Hex. Yeah, Hex is all-time highs. I mean, it's hit all-time highs, like, we'll say, like 13 hours ago. Highest 4-hour candle close of all time. I believe on the daily, you're setting up for the highest daily close of all time. Yes, if, let's just say the candle closed right now, all-time highs. You've never closed at this level before. So that's great, man. You're overbought, but there's no indication on the daily at all of any sort of buyer exhaustion. And you had your highest candle close yesterday. It was technically a breakout on the 4th, a back test on the 5th, and then an engulfing candle yesterday, and now you have minimum a very small amount of fall through price action. So again, at these levels, of course you can pull back and fake out and stuff. It could even come in back test 1.4 cents to, you know, because it's done that, but it could do it again. I'm just saying, like, you're at levels now where there's no more resistance. I mean, this is like pseudo. I say pseudo because it's like, well, what is all this? I mean, I guess it had an all-time high one time of 9 cents when it opened or something. But I'm saying it's like pseudo price discovery levels right now on Hex. The massive, ridiculous amounts of accumulation. So I'm still like really bullish on this, especially when the asset is just sitting and hanging out above 1.9 cents now, like a few days in a row. It's a big deal, but whatever, who cares, right? Yeah, Hex, technically extremely sound. What's up, TSLA? I didn't even see that. What the heck? Hey, I've been live for 1 hour and 8 minutes. If you're enjoying the live stream, please hit that like button, the bell, that sub. Thanks so much for being here. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't yet. And join the Discord, where you get notified when I go live and you get to hang out and continue the conversation when this live stream inevitably ends. Dell looks absolutely incredible right now. I mean, you know, not like, oh, great setup for a long, like a harmonic with all the variables, but we're talking about hidden bullish divergence on the daily, and you closed today at all-time highs. You'd never closed at 91.51 before. Let me hold on though. Let me go back to the tech bubble. I don't think. Wait, this isn't even. This only goes to 2018. I think Dell, right? 2000. So, like, what I love about the hidden divergence is it's just now about to go positive and you're not overbought yet. So, I mean, this could continue up. I used to think, like, short term.
Just a reminder to check Bonley, smiley face.
Whoops.
Smiley
I don't
face.
understand, man. You must not be watching the stream because I've already done the entire analysis on Bonley, Daniel. So, just a reminder for you to rewind the stream. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, just like mini, this is like, what can you even do? Like, these levels of just stupidity. Like, I mean, we could do like 2618s. All right, let's see it like from 2019 high to the COVID crash low. Oh, okay, gold mean ratios up there. Like a major gold mean ratio would take you to 97.79. You're 91.51. Wow. Okay, so what does that mean? Based on statistics on the stock market, anytime an asset breaks $90 to $91, there is a 90% chance it's going to see $100 before breaking it and going higher or dumping and crashing to zero. Not really zero, but you get it dumping and reversing. So I think there's a really high probability that Dell will be seeing $100 just based on those stats alone. It's not often we just get an asset that breaks 90, cracks it for the first time ever. Okay, this is it. This is the stage is set for $100 Dell. Okay, $100 Dell. And if not $100 Dell, a major gold mean ratio, 97, 98 Dell. Okay, that's it. $100. There you go, dude. Hundo targets up here. Forgot to do it. So you had Facebook, Nvidia, Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, Google, Apple, Intel, all major gainers today. Tesla, worst loser. Ford, GM, right? Vehicles. FedEx, T-Mobile, all sucked. Boeing. So Litecoin hammer. I think you did for the £5. Super chat. Triple X, do you even watch the stream? Are you watching me on mute? I don't understand, because I literally said the stat like moments ago. So I guess we could get cute here and try to plot like a channel or something. I mean, it's probably a really nice channel. Something like that. Now, no, you could obviously make the top trend line the top here, which could make sense. Let's see how that would work. Nice art line touches. I mean, that's just one way to interpret it. It's really not an actionable thing, I think, but anyway, cool. A lot of upside. $100, $97 to $100 target on Dell. Okay, eventually. That's it. All right, back to Bitcoin, your favorite asset that has been sucking wind today, unfortunately. But clearly no lower highs yet, no breakout of a demand line, and nothing quite significant enough to be like alarmed. Okay. Four hour, right? All that's going on, we just got that down slipping channel here that you're just 4, 8, 12, 16 hours of regarding it as a support and never getting a candle close below it, though you did fall below it for a minute. You know, you just, and trying to get back above that 200 moving average, you're definitely in an area, you know, that's like interesting. Or we've seen, I mean, reversals occur at 200 moving averages, right? 200 moving averages, 200 moving average, right? 2 times here. So it's not something to be taken lightly when you're at the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Okay, so 60 minute though is kind of like what we've been looking at, just for a little bit more data to put a few of the puzzle pieces together, and we've identified that butterfly pattern and just a little bit of divergence on the RSI. So that could usher in a short-term relief rally, but it could also usher in 4 hour classic bullish divergence with it, which would then make this wave probably a lot larger. But I'm saying, like, something like this could take it maybe just, up to 57.5 to test the heart line of this channel you're in. Okay. And that's it, man. So got to the request. We looked at some things, and I think some education was done. And right, there's not too much going on. Besides that, I appreciate the 1,316 people tuned in. Again, if you're enjoying the live stream, the like button, the bell, that sub. Only got 500 likes, so meh. Okay, Dill went private back in the early 2010s. Gotcha. $105 historical iceline. Then there you go. 97, 100, 105. Boom. Easy. On Dill. So I want to check up on Theta real quick, because Theta, dude, is like, it's like a trade setup, man, like a major one. And it's just like, I know it can feel gross when the asset on the trade setup's up like 13% yesterday plus, and then the sell-off happens because of the macro. But notice its outperformance. Notice how no technical damage has been done. While Bitcoin makes a lower low, Theta just makes a higher low. That's real. That's a real signal. That's like That's another interpretation of the strength of this asset right now, okay? So you just can't feel that bad about it, okay? Eventual targets, you know what they are. Upside, still, this is great, man. Data is perfect. It's an outperformer, and it continually outperforms. Like, it just, almost everything on this market gets, it is better. It performs better than almost everything that exists on this market, okay? So you just riding the waves, man. Oh, bullish opportunity presents itself on this asset. Well, might as well take a chance. It kills it every other time, right? Bull pole, bull flags, dragon patterns, right? Ascending symmetrical triangle breakouts. Every time it's been playing out. So why not? We can just test our luck one more time. And if it fails, all right, minimal losses and you're done. Okay, but hey, man, it's there. It looked like cake before cake went nuts, right? So at this point, we're just wanting Bitcoin to just stop selling. And these altcoins are going to have a great time. Just stop selling. Now, Bitcoin continues to plummet. I mean, it's not even plummeting. If it starts to really plummet, yeah, then these coins are not going to have a good time, most likely. Oh man, what is up with this? Hold on. There we go. Doge that was so promising, but it's still fine. Doge is still completely fine. Like, again, it's just the macro wrecks some good looking stuff, right? It was another fake out. Another fake out above the sell wall, 6.3 cents. But the good news, here's good news. You're still pivoting, making a higher low than the previous low, and you're also above the 200 moving average. So premature breakouts, whatever. Yeah, Doge still looks okay. Like, you're not in trouble really yet. I mean, look, you go all the way down to 5.3 cents, the demand line. But it's just, this happens, man. Like, if Bitcoin didn't dump, chances are Doge could be all the way up there. But it did. Bitcoin did dump, and there, Doge has a beta, which is like its correlation to the macro's volatility or movement, and Bitcoin is the macro in this market, so it sold off with it, down 7%. Okay, there's your Doge. All right, man, so hour and 20 minutes live. I guess I'll just cut it early today. Anna, how much you want to talk about? We looked at a lot of things.
Mitch, can you take a look at NMR/BTC? Thanks, mate. 0.09303000 LTC.
If you want. Thank you. Sure. Well, there's definitely a better time to, I get it. I get why you're asking about it, right? Clearly understand. Look at this chat. NMR to BTC. You broke out finally of the trading range that you had been in since December, and you're back testing it as support. And hidden bullish divergence could be in development. Again, it's like Bitcoin, a little too early to say it, because if Bitcoin starts selling off again, then this negative momentum is just going to build more, and it's not going to be maturing, whatever. So, yeah, very interesting spot, right? That high from January 5th is now being regarded as support for the first time in history. It's never happened. So if it holds long enough, I'm thinking, let's go to the daily. On the daily, man, there's like nothing. The discernible swing high is actually like
2 weeks ago.
A couple of them.
Every day since
1851 and 2170.
And already was able to make money. It's crazy. Would you take a look at VAR/USDT? My brother is interested in that. Thanks.
Also camouflage, thanks for the 20. And I'm very glad to hear you're making money immediately. But you bought the Harmonics book. But tell me, true, did you buy Trading in the Zone? If you haven't, please do that. You don't even have to buy it. Like, there's no catch here. Please go listen to the free version audiobook on YouTube, whatever. Just go listen to it or read it, buy it. I don't care. Just make sure you know about, like, you've read it, okay? Make sure, like, it's in your brain. I need that from you, okay? So don't you love, like, in this range, look at this consecutive levels. Not really accumulation until we got that low March 26th, the higher low in the engulfing candle was really nice. So certainly a kind of a backup is going on, right? And you're bearishly engulfing today, though. You know, that's going to be confirmed in 29 minutes. No bearish divergence below the 200-day moving average. Yeah, if you break above 1263 sats, straight down, straight up, straight down. So chances are that would be the target. That's it. Right? Another way to just, if you wanted to just be really conservative, think about it just from the top of the range, the breakout. Another way to look, like right here, like 1572, if you just want to measure the move of the structure, that's acceptable too. But if we look at the historical context, it doesn't really make sense. Like, you know, it's just more like the target would be 1851, because straight down, straight up, straight down. That's it. And then straight up. Okay. There you go. NMR to BTC looks pretty good. And if it fails, right, if it falls below 1109 sats, it's still okay until it makes a lower low than this low of 764. It could make another higher low before running again. Okay. We just got to pay attention to that. All right, NMR. Pretty awesome breakout. Nice, dude. So we're starting to witness a trend here where we're getting like all these S coins breaking out of Wyckoff accumulation ranges. Alt season. VAR. VRA. Okay, thanks for saying that, Cyberg. VRA was something that some VRA shill came in and requested it, and I looked at it and it looked great. It was double bottoming, and then it played out. It played out. So I don't. What do you want from me now? Like literally, I have nothing for you. There's no. I have nothing. I don't know. Like hidden divergence didn't happen, right? So, I think the lowest risk area would probably be down at 2.7 cents to backtest to hold it as support maybe, but this was it. This was the time to care about VRA. It's still in a really nice uptrend. So eventually it'll probably pivot, make a higher low than these lows, and then run again. But at this current time, there's nothing implying at all that a continuation or reversal to the upside is happening now, yet, soon. It's nothing saying that yet. So I don't know. You just had a great time. It just had an awesome markup from this when there was an edge. There was an edge on this asset. There isn't now. So I don't care about this asset. I cared. I don't care anymore until a new edge develops. All right? Yeah, trying to hold on to this new little base it just created on the 2nd of April. Whatever. Not good enough. That's it. That's VRA. Thank you, dude. All right. So if you want to learn more about technical analysis, how to identify divergence, rising wedges, variables that coincide, if you're looking for an edge on the market, you want to learn about position sizing and risk management, join the Patreon. We have 1,251 patrons now that I know would all attest for the value that they're getting currently. So join us. And that's single-handedly the most efficient, best way to support the community, by joining the Patreon. All right, you can tip me and stuff. Man, you can tip me. You literally, you can be like, I'm tipping him joining the Patreon. But at the same time, you're getting all this value back by tipping me, right? And, you know, my team, you know, they get, you're helping the whole team out, right? Brad and Jalen, graphics and community organizer, all that stuff. RoboCop. Sorry, just kidding. Sure, thank you, dude. Okay, this is it. This is our rally to the US dollar. Tether. I mean, there could be a harmonic in development eventually.
Hey Mitch, do you think 8 is still in play?
Yeah, probably. It's probably as long as Bitcoin doesn't dump anymore. As long as it keeps making higher lows than the previous lows is good. With this one, I don't know. You're probably trying to be like, this is X, but really this would be X, man. I mean, like X, A, B, C, and then D. It needs to go lower. Okay, it needs to fall to the 786. It could be a Gartley, right? There could be a Gartley in development on this asset. So add an alert or something at the PCZ. No edge. Nothing's implying upside right now at this current time on the 4-hour. Nothing. Literally nothing. So maybe it rallies here and then it sells off again, and maybe we get bullish divergence at the 786. That'd be great. Interesting. I'll add it to my watch list since it looks so interesting, kind of, right now. A great start, I guess. I don't know. See what happens. That's it. That's it, dude. All right, y'all. So thanks for everyone for coming out. Appreciate you watching, and I'll just be back tomorrow. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. So until next time, respect the TA.